Alrighty, nice to see you all. Welcome team. We're going to do another session with the foam roller. So it's the same as every video that we do. A, I hope you have fun. B, don't work into any pain. And C, be mindful of your key elements. There is on the playlist section of my page a refresh for those who can't remember or haven't been here for a while, just to give you a little bit of an idea about the things you want to bear in mind while you're doing every exercise. You'll obviously get loads of prompts, but we'll get down and get on with it. Okay, so with this, I want you to place your roller in the middle of your mat, and we're going to start by sitting on it. And you want to be right on the very tip of your roller, because you're going to go from that sitting position and you're just going to get yourself all the way down onto your roller so that head and bottom are on it, okay? So from this position, all you're going to do is start with your feet and your knees together. You're going to walk your toes out, walk your heels out, so you've got that nice number 11. You're going to take a nice deep breath and stop panicking, okay? So if you find it a little bit uncomfortable in that mid-back position, you can put a towel down just for a little bit of padding. Failing that, we're going to get on with it and give it a go, okay? So you lengthen through the back of the neck, shoulders down away from the ears, ribs nice and relaxed, good pelvic neutral, nice solid base for the feet, and from there all you're going to do is take your hands and you're going to go overhead for that overhead reach, and then you're going to draw it back by your sides, okay? So nice and long overhead. Relax at the neck and shoulders, be mindful that you don't let your ribs swing up. Loads of imagery used in Pilates, so if you were to think about your ribs like a church bell, any bell, what you don't want it to do is, as your arms come overhead, that they arch well up with it. You're really trying to isolate in at that mid core position as we talk about. Okay, so nice and relaxed. You're going to go overhead and back. You breathe out on the effort. Nice, smooth and controlled. You're trying to keep your knees nice and steady, your pelvis nice and level, but consistent contraction at that middle, and keeping those ribs nice and relaxed above the hips. Okay? Obviously you can do all of this off the roller, but the idea is that doing it on the roller will make things just a little bit more unstable, and therefore work a little bit harder, and therefore make it all that bit more fun, she says. Okay. So from here, once your hands get back by your side, you're going to come up onto your toes, get that balance again, and off you go with the arms again. And we're going to do, for a nice, steady control, shoulders down away from the ears, nice and relaxed around the neck. Nice and consistent with the knees, so you keep them nice and stable. You're doing really well. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Overhead. Good. Come back so your fingertips are facing the ceiling, and all you're going to do is open your arms nice and wide. So this is where you're going to make sure you've got loads of room, and then back towards the ceiling. Arms nice and wide, back towards the ceiling. Open and close. Good. Nice and controlled. You're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Good effort. Okay, so you're going to bring your hands by your side, you can place them palm downwards. And all we're going to do is a little bit of hip twist. We're going to start at this nice basic level. You're going to roll your right leg out and then back in, pause, and then you're going to go with your left leg and back in. Okay, so try not to grip the floor. Okay, if you're worried that you're doing too much stability with your arms, you can turn them palm upwards, or you can go pinkies down, thumbs up. Both of those will mean that you have a little bit less support, and it means that you need to isolate and concentrate a little bit more around the hip and around the core. Again, chin down towards your chest, shoulders down away from your ears. You only really want to have one leg moving at a time, so you're really thinking about keeping that stability and that control as you go. nice and strong in the middle. So you've got a tray of drinks across your pelvis, and you're going to keep them there, nice and level, so you're not rocking and rolling too much, okay? We're going to go for another few. Okay, we're going to go for 4 more. Good. And in. 3. And in. 2. And in. And 1. And in. So from there you're going to bring your feet flat. You're going to lift your right leg up to tabletop. And again, you can check that tabletop position because the palm of your hand should meet the top of your knee. That means your knee is in line with your hip, okay? From there, we're going to try a little bit of hip twist on one leg only at the minute, okay? And you'll find that because you've taken one foot off the floor, suddenly things become a little bit more unstable. So you might find that you can't open that leg as far, and that's absolutely fine. It's about quality, not quantity, okay? So, nice and controlled as you open and close. We're going to do 3 more on this side, and then we're going to change side. We're going to do 6 on the other side, alright? 2 and 1. Good. And then you're going to place it down, making sure the whole foot goes flat, and then you're going to lift that second leg up. From there, you're going to go out and back. Obviously, the closer your arms into the side, the harder it's going to be. So you can bring your arms out a little bit wider if you need, for a little bit of support there. 5, 4, 3, I feel like I've wiggled right up the shoulder, 2, and 1 more, good. And then pop that foot down. Now I'm just going to adjust my position a wee bit because I feel like I'm a wee bit high up the roller. I'm not quite in the middle of my mat. Okay, that feels a bit better. Okay, right, so from here, all we're going to do is lift that right leg up to tabletop, deepen that contraction in the middle. You're going to take your second leg up. So you're going to go nice and steady there for just a moment. Shoulders down away from your ears, chin down towards your chest, nice and relaxed. And then you're going to place your right foot down, and then your left foot down. Being mindful about everything that's happening in the middle, so don't be rising and lowering onto the roller just because you're lifting your feet. Come up, and up. Control, down, and down. Good. We're going to do a few of these double tabletop prep, up and up. Breathe, and down, and then we're going to take it into your scissors, alright? But we're going to do a few of these so you get comfortable with having both feet off the floor, and down, and down. Up, and up, down, and down. Good. 3 more. Up, and up, down, and down. Nice and strong in the middle. Up, and up, and down, and down. Last one. Up, down, and down. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of scissors, alright? So from here you're going to take both legs up to that tabletop position. You're going to be mindful of that angle of the knee and try and make sure that all the work comes from the hip, okay? So from here you're going to take it down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Nice and smooth, keeping that balance. Relax as much as you can around the neck and the shoulders, and just being controlled from the middle. You'll feel this heating up in amongst the front of the thigh, those hip flexors. Okay, and we go. If this is a little bit too much, you can do it with your feet on the floor and bringing it up and down and up and down. So if you can't maintain that feet off the floor position, you take it from the floor and you bring it up, okay? Nice and controlled. And we're going to go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Scoot your knees into your chest for just a moment. Let's take a nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. You're going to put one foot down and then the other, okay? You're going to bring your feet and your knees together, okay? And from here, you're going to walk your toes out, walk your heels out, so you've got that nice even weight bearing.
And all we're going to do is take your right hand overhead, and we're going to go into a little bit of toy soldier. So as one arm comes up, the other one comes down, and you're just going to gently alternate between the two, okay? So again, being mindful about what's happening in the ribs, keeping that tray of drinks level across your pelvis, and thinking about having a pint of milk on each knee. So you don't want them collapsing in, supporting each other, but you don't want them falling out either. And if you can keep them as steady as you can, all the better for it. It's that classic mind to muscle. Think about it as you do it, and that means you're going to get the best bang for your buck, really. Nice and controlled. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can come up onto your tiptoes. That's going to introduce your base of support whilst keeping you on that unstable surface. Or your other option is to bring your legs zip together from hips to toes. Okay, so nice and relaxed as you go. Change, change. Really concentrating on lifting through that pelvic floor, or drawing that tummy away from the waistband of your trousers without throwing your back hard against the roller. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, so feet down, arms down, and in the most elegant way possible, all you're going to do is gently come to the side so let your roller come out from behind you. Okay, from here you're going to put your arms overhead in a nice controlled fashion. You're going to bring it forwards and do a roll up for me. Okay, you're going to take your roller and place it on its end at the far end of your mat, and hopefully you've got a nice even hard surface or a flat carpet so that it stays standing for the next few exercises. Okay, so you're going to come down onto your side, and again, if you want a cushion at this point, that's absolutely fine. So from here, all you're going to do is take your bottom leg and you're going to place it as close to the front of the roller as you can, okay? And you're going to take your top leg and place it behind your roller, okay? Make sure your hips are facing the front edge of your mat so you're not rolled back towards the ceiling, okay? So you're right over onto that hip facing that front edge, okay? So your 5 key elements in that position: chin down towards your chest, shoulders down away from the ears, you tuck your ribs back like you're spooning, nice and level on that pelvis so you're not sunk towards the floor, you go nice and long, and from here you're going to keep that nice strong position, and then you're going to lift your foot hopefully to the height of your roller and then back down without knocking it over, okay? Up and down. So you can point your toes up on the way up and then flex your ankles so that it comes down, leading with the heel, if that makes sense. So toe up, flex and bring it with the heel down. Nice and controlled. Good. So this is all going to work up and around that hip. And the roller there is just as a little bit of feedback to try and isolate around that hip even more specifically. Okay? So you're keeping it, tracking that line of the roller. So you're keeping a nice, smooth, consistent move. Nice and strong as you lift and lower. If that's giving you a little bit of pain or it feels a little bit too uncomfortable, don't take the leg as high. Okay? Or you can do it with a bent knee. So by doing it with a bent knee, you reduce the load that's going through the hip and the butt and the pelvis. So you might find that that's just a little bit more tolerable, and that's absolutely fine too. You're working into challenge and it's about quality, not quantity, not into pain. You're going to hear that a lot. You'll be bored of it by the end of this video. Up, down, up, down. Really nice and strong, really concentrating on that control. 5, 4, 3, no, it's 2, 1. Good. Bring it forwards. I can feel the quality of that drop reducing as I got further into that set. I wasn't getting my foot nearly as high. Okay, so from here you're going to bring that top leg forwards. Pardon me. Nice and strong, and you're going to kick it up and back towards the height of the roller. So you bring your knee from in front of the roller and you bring your foot up behind the roller, but you're aiming for the height of your roller. nice and strong. So again, it's activating everything around that hip, keeping that control in the middle. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, don't roll backwards, so keep your hips facing that front edge. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lengthen that leg out behind the roller, give that hip a wee stroke. And then from there we're going to do a little bit of circles, okay? So you're going to lift that leg up to hip height and we're going to go anti-clockwise for 10, 9, 8, 7, as quality and size of circle as you can control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go back the other way, so you're going clockwise now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg forward, so you're going to bring it in front of your roller, and we're going to do some circles there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm starting to shake. Go back the other way. So it's your anti-clockwise. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a wee rest. Oh my goodness, that works my hip and that is tough, which is good. It's what you want. Whoa. Okay, so from here you're going to come up into sitting. You're going to place your roller onto its side. You're going to come over onto your hands and knees, and we're going to kneel on your roller at this point, okay? So you want your roller just sort of in that crease of your knees or just below it. So you can have it at the top of your shins if you prefer, okay? You can be on your tippy toes from this position. And all we're going to do is a little bit of Superman. So you can have your hands just towards your shoulders. 5 key elements in that position, okay? So it might be a little bit confusing with my top because it's black at the back and white at the front, so it might put you off a wee bit, hopefully not too much. Right, so hands underneath your shoulders, nice arch of your back, and then lift of your back. We're going to do 3 of those. Drop your tummy to the floor, lift your tummy away from the floor, tummy towards the floor, tummy away from the floor. Good. And even though you are elevated at the back end, you're still going to try and maintain that nice straight line from neck to knickers. Alright, so you can balance your drinks on a slight angle. From here, you're going to keep your left toes on the ground and you're going to extend your right leg, okay? So from there you're going to lift it up to hip height and then you're going to lower it down, okay? So keeping your pelvis nice and level, keeping everything nice and controlled. We're going to do 4 and down, 3 and down, 2 and down, and 1 and down. So you're going to take your left hand out. So your left hand is out and your right leg is out. You're going to lift your left hand to shoulder height, bring it down, right leg, and down. Hand, down, leg, down. Hand, down, leg, down. And you're just going to keep alternating between hand and between leg. You can make it harder by taking your toes off the ground or lifting at the same time. So the toes on your left foot, you can take them off the deck so that you're leaning your full weight through your roller. And you should find that that is just a touch harder. Again, because you've got less support. Hand down, leg, down, hand, down, leg, down, hand, down, leg, down. 5, 4, shoulders down away from your ears, chin towards your chest. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hand in, right knee on top of the roller, left leg out, okay? So you want to try and keep that roller knee underneath the hip, okay? From there, we're going to do just the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your right hand out. You're going to go hand up, down, leg up, down, hand, down, leg, down. And the whole while you want to be really concentrating on the movement coming from your shoulder and the movement coming from your ass. So it's not about bending the knee, it's about a lift at the butt so that you can control all of that nice, beautiful movement through your strong tush, keeping that pelvis nice and level with your core and everything around the middle, lifting through that pelvic floor and keeping it as smooth as you can. Shoulders down away from your ears, tummy drawn in, lift it through your pelvic floor, squeeze at the shoulder and down, squeeze the bum, down, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hand underneath shoulder, knees back onto roller. Okay, so from here, you're going to keep those hands underneath your shoulder. You're going to drop your tummy to the floor, lift your head towards the ceiling. Drop your head towards the floor, lift your tummy away from the floor. Tummy down, head up. Head down, tummy up. Okay, so you just get a wee gentle spinal mobilization there. Okay, so come back to that nice holding position. So hands underneath shoulders, nice and tucked back with the neck or with the chin, so you're long through the back of the neck even. Drawn in through that tummy. Okay, from here we're going to do a little bit of fire hydrant. And what I mean by that is that you're going to stabilize with your right leg. You're going to keep that pelvis nice and level, and you're going to cock the left leg out to the side. You're going to lift and then return. Lift and then return. So you can make it harder by taking your toes on the right foot off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take it up and you're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. You want to keep that knee underneath that leaning hip, and you're going to go the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to take it up for your 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Toes down, okay? You take your right hand, you're going to feed it through between your left hand and your left knee. Roll back just slightly, and then you're going to open it up towards the ceiling, let your head follow. This is called your thread the needle, for obvious reasons. And it just gives you a nice little bit of mobility at that upper mid-back as you open and return. Open and return. So your head should always follow your hand. so you get a nice little rotation in the neck as well. We're going to do 2 more. And you're trying to get as far through that gap and as far up as you can. Okay, 1 more. Good. Right hand down, left hand through and open. Through and open. Good. I find that when I'm sitting too long, I get pretty stiff in that mid-back, upper back and neck. So this can be pretty nice, just to move it all around for a little moment and challenge the balance by being on the roller at the same time. Multitasking. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good effort. Okay, so from here you're going to come back onto the balls of your feet. You're going to roll your roller a little bit away from you. We're going to place it down so it comes into the middle of your back. Okay, so kind of just around brass strap level. You can play around with where's most comfortable for you. Again, you can have a cushion there if you need a little bit more support, or padding even, so don't be afraid to get that out. Some people find it a little bit more comfortable lower down, some people find it a little bit more comfortable higher up, but ultimately we're using it as a pivot point for the next exercise, okay? So you're going to have your feet and your knees together for this exercise, nice and strong in the middle, hands at the back of your head for a little bit of support, and all you're going to do is lean backwards over your roller and then come back up. Now the aim of the game here is trying to support your head and neck as much as you can, keeping your elbows wide, and making sure that you're not letting your ribs flare up towards the ceiling. Don't let that bell swing just because you're counter-levering, but trying to work that abdominal through a bigger range so it makes it work a little bit harder. Okay, so for me I'm going to have to come down a wee bit more, I think. Okay, so ribs should still be stacked above the hips. Don't panic if you don't get your position right first time. I very rarely do. Sometimes it takes a little bit of up and down to get it where you want it, so that you feel that you're working everything in that middle. If it gives you any dizziness, any lightheadedness, I'd rather you just did it straight off the floor, so take the roller out and just work on your abdominal prep from there, okay? All the way up without curling your back, alright? Nice and controlled as you come up, while down, and up. And we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. So you've got that little bit of incline. You're going to lift your right leg up to tabletop and your left, and you're going to zip them together again. You're going to take your hands out, and we're going to pulse for hundreds at this point, okay? So we're going to do a few alternatives with the legs, okay? So we're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it there. Stretch the right leg out. Down, up for 1, 2, 3. Bring it in. Left leg out. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. Pulse the arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg out. 1, 2, 3. Bring it in. Left leg out. 1, 2, 3. Bring it in. Zip it together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Right leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands at the back of your head. You're going to stretch both legs out and we're going to scissor kick. Nice and controlled just up there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Scoop it in. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. That's a hard one just to kick in there. Whew. Okay, so from there, you want to get your roller. You're going to come up onto your bottom and you're going to put it right at the back of your pelvis, sort of lower back, okay? From there, you're going to just come up onto it, so it's still your pelvis and your lower back, rolling down onto your back. You're going to take both knees in, so it should be top of your pelvis, sort of top of your bum crack really, and not too much into your lower back, okay, so it doesn't give you any pain. Hands are in front of the right leg, left leg nice and long. It's going to open up your hip flexors, give you a nice deep stretch there. Nice and relaxed around the head and neck. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. Draw it back in. Change legs. Again, giving that hip flexor a nice deep stretch out because it's having to go through a bigger range. Nice and controlled. We're going to go onto your one leg circles. And I've got one more exercise sitting on your bottom. Change legs. And then we'll roll over onto the other side and you're done. Easy as that. Absolutely delighted for you. Good. And then change legs for the last time. So I've got my right leg out, you might have your left leg, or you might be doing your right leg too, if you've been doing the same as me, that's fine. As long as you've given both sides a stretch twice, okay? So from here, you're going to keep hold of your, well for me, my right leg down. You're going to bring your arms to the edges of your roller at that kind of distance. And you're going to take your left leg out, nice and straight. And I want you to draw some circles with it. So you're going to come down, around, and up. Okay, as smooth a circle as you can make it. If that feels a little bit too much, you can bend that right leg and have that foot flat. Keeping that movement coming from the hip. Keep the knee nice and straight. And you want to be really pinning down with that right hip so that you're really having to work that core to keep that tray of drinks nice and stable. So we haven't forgotten them, we've just put them back on the front. Okay, nice and controlled. So the other knee isn't moving anywhere. Nice and stable. We're going to go for 5, relax the head and shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go back the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, strong at that middle, don't let your ribs flare up. I can't remember what was on, so we'll just do another 3, 2, and 1. Good. Scoop it in, give it a wee rest. Lift your right leg. Place your left leg down. Again, you can either have it straight or you can have it bent. Okay, so that right leg is going to come up towards the ceiling. And you're going to go down for your anti-clockwise circles first. Again, really holding that left hip as tight to that roller as you can. Keeping that pelvis nice and level. And keeping that other knee nice and still. We're going to go for 7. 6, relax the neck and shoulders, palms upwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Bring it in, both legs in. Give it a wee bosey. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Right leg out long, give it a wee stretch. Okay. Left leg out long. Nice and gentle. So from here, you're going to scoot both knees in and you're just going to tuck that roller out from underneath your bottom. And all we're going to do is come up and we're going to sit on your roller, okay? So get yourself comfy. Okay. Nice control. Just pound my bracelet open. Okay, so you're going to have your feet about the width of your mat, sitting nice and tall on your roller, okay? Reorganise myself after all that. From here we're going to do a little bit of saw. So you're going to take your arms out nice and wide. This is where you're going to find out whether you're not far enough on your roller, because it's going to come scooting out behind you if it's not, okay? So arms out nice and wide, mirroring the shape of your legs. You're going to twist towards the left. So you're going to turn your left hand palm upwards. You're going to reach for the outside of that ankle. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Come back up and come gently across to the waist. So the back hand, whichever one it is, should always rotate towards the ceiling, okay? So it's the back of the hand to the outside of the ankle, and then it's the back of the hand, or the palm of the hand, sorry, to the ceiling with the back arm, okay? And you're just going to keep those knees straight if you can. If you can't, bend them by all means, okay? So you just make what's comfortable whilst you maintain that control and position and balance, okay? We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Good. Alright, you're going to bring your feet together. And you're going to come off your roller, you're going to place it at the other end of your mat so we can even up your hips. So place it on its end, and shall we go down and do the other side, as it were. Okay, so from here you come down onto that, I'm now on the left side. You're going to bring the bottom leg just in front of the roller, and your top leg just behind the roller. So nice and relaxed, chin down towards chest, shoulder down away from the ears, ribs tucked back. Nice and long on that top hip, so don't let it sink towards the floor. You want to take it towards the end of your mat. Nice and strong at that middle, and you're going to lift and lower. So you can point the toes on the way up and flex with the heel on the way down. Nice and consistent. And you're trying to get it as high as your roller without compromising on that gap at your waist. But if you can't, because I definitely can't on this side, I'm a little bit better on the other side, but I'm just not quite that good on this side. And that's fine. It's A, something to aim for, and B, knowing that two halves of the body are never exactly the same, so you can't expect to get exactly the same results on both sides. You just got to make sure that it's challenging and it's not painful, okay? We're going to go for another 7, 8, gotcha, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, bring it forwards of your roller, and then you're going to kick it up, back, behind. Again, aiming for the height of the roller. Out and back. Nice and strong at the middle, trying to isolate it all around that glute. We're going to go for another 8, and we're definitely going down. 7, as opposed to up. 6. Keep your hips facing that front edge of the mat. Don't roll towards the ceiling. You really want to make sure it's all that power. 5, I think. 4. That's why people have trust issues with Pilates instructors. Can never count right. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring it down. Give it a little rub. You're going to do your circles, okay? So Again, staying with your hips facing that front edge of the mat. Okay, you're going to lift that leg up to hip height. We're going to go round for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go back the other way. Keep the knees straight. Really getting as long as you can on that leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee, bring it in front of your roller. We're going to do some circles this way, okay? So you're going to go around and up and back. So you're doing as a clockwise. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go, last 10. Go back the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest it down. Scoop your knees up. Be grateful that it's done. Oh, my bum cheek. Oh, nice gentle rub. Bit of TLC. It'll thank you for that tomorrow. Okay, so you roll onto your back. I'm just going to place my roller at the side so I don't crash it into the telly or something ridiculous. Wouldn't be like me. Okay, so hands towards your right shin, scoop it in towards your chest and lengthen your left leg out. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Okay. You're going to stretch that leg out and then scoop your left knee in. Nice gentle hug. Okay, so you're going to bend your right knee, place your left foot across that thigh and just open up that hip a little bit, that left hip. Okay. If you want to make it deeper, you can lift that leg up. Just try and make sure you're keeping that knee as wide as you can, okay? But it's up to you, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Again, it's stretch, not pain. And you just want to hold it for 20, 30 seconds, something that you're comfortable with, something that feels like it's just feels good and is releasing off. Change legs. Aye, boy. That one's definitely a bit tighter. Okay. Hold it there for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, knees into your chest, give it a wee circle round one way, and then you're going to go back the other way, and then all you're going to do is use a little bit of momentum, and you're going to come up to sitting. Okay, left leg over right, scoop it in towards your chest, and feel it all around that bum. That was good effort. The rollers are tough. People tend not to really like them because they can be quite uncomfortable to lie on, particularly in that mid-back. But that lack of stability really helps with just working everything that bit harder, that bit more intense. So well done on doing the session. You're going to change legs. Scoop it in, give it a nice gentle hug. And then relax it off. I will leave you to go and enjoy the rest of your day, whatever that chooses to be, or evening or morning, whenever you're choosing to watch this video. Well done on giving it a crack. Again, any suggestions, please hit them in the comments below and I will try and do my best to get it up as soon as possible for you. Nice to see you. Take care. Bye.